Catholic school raises own funds to cater for the TFF Shortfalls. A higher learning institution upgrades its program to a bachelor's degree. And it's a Mother's Day special.
This is National EMTV News with Miriba Tulo.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for Saturday's news. St. Mary's Primary School in Lae has revealed that only 40% of TFF funds have been paid into their account this year. Head teacher Nicholas Lekung says that the increasing enrollment with teacher-to-student ratio has forced the school to source funding elsewhere, and one of them is through fundraising avenues. Despite limited funding, the school is doing its best to cater for this shift. Mr. Lekung says the first quarter of 2016 TFF funds is a shortfall that has affected the school's operations.
The Catholic-run school has been operating on education grants since the free education policy was introduced. This year, the school plans to increase infrastructure, and one of them is new teachers' houses that will improve staff accommodation and enhance teaching services. But the funds allocated by the government still cannot cater for what the school expects, so staff and students have resort to raise their own funds to meet the shortfalls.
And the other two components, which is the 30% for the infrastructure and another 30% for teaching and learning, we will not receive them. And that's the new policy from the government on TFF funding.
This year, the school received two payments in the month of February and April with 31,000 kina and 28,000 kina respectively. The head teacher says these funds fall under the School Learning Improvement Program, which makes up only 40% of the total funds for a year. The rest is paid to a third party, which in most cases do not meet the actual resource needs of the school.
I believe that if that government can change that policy and just keep all the money, all the TFF money to the school, I think the school is in a very good position to use that money and can quickly, buy something that is useful to the learning of the children in the school.
What the school is doing is adjusting to the changes in government policies on distribution of education grants, but the struggles faced in its operations remains. Colin Barilai, National EMTV News, Lae.
The Don Bosco Technological Institute in Port Moresby will upgrade 7 of its programs to bachelor degrees. Strategic Partnership and Quality Assurance Head Dr. Catherine Nonkas says the shift ensures all programs meet that demand in today's workforce. Dr. Nonkas says the creation of these bachelor programs is to prepare the Technological Institute for the shift as a standalone higher learning institution that has been amalgamated to Divinewood University for years.
These 7 programs will be offered by Don Bosco Technological Institute for 4 years that aims to meet the demand in the market. Next week, the programs will be presented to the Higher Education Department for approval. This bachelor's technology program are information, electrical, electronics and communication, instrumentation, automotive, maintenance, fitting and machinery with metal, fabrication and welding.
So we decided it was better to create it and closely align it with the current programs, which are diploma programs in the technologies. But as we started to develop them with the staff, we realized that the staff actually were really creative.
The institution will also offer these programs through flexible learning mode that will allow former students and others to study while working. Dr. Nonkas says quality and standards are an integral part in the development of these 7 new programs that will enable students to be competent with a set of values in the market.
Workshops that we know we have to be able to run those programs. We are not creating any new infrastructure, but we're actually lifting the quality of the programs and being able to match it with what we have now.
The focus now is to develop these programs that will make Don Bosco an institute of higher education.
So we want to work towards that because of the time factor, to register it as an institute of higher education. And then, together with the registration, we wanted all these programs accredited this year so that we can run it next year, start next year.
Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Nonka says that young people must be given opportunities in education. She says that once given the opportunities, these young people excel, and the national government has been challenged to relook at the selection system.
That says a lot about the quality of our graduates. So I will say sometimes the GPAs don't tell the full story. And I think at the moment what I'm challenging the government and also our system to do is don't look at the GPAs, but look at the products coming out, the quality of those products, how quickly they are employed and what do they do.
Landmark preservation must be formed for future generations to appreciate and uphold and to attract tourism in the country. This is from Tourism Minister Tobias Kulang at the grand unveiling of the Owers Corner interpretive display at Kokoda. The display highlights the significant war history of the area that took place 74 years ago.
One of Papua New Guinea's historic sites, the southern trailhead of the Kokoda Track, was given significance yesterday with the unveiling of the interpretive display at Owers Corner. The display showcases the shared history between Papua New Guinea and Australia, as well as the ecological, cultural and local history of the area.
The display is to really draw the community, the people in, so that they own those displays and they're able to also promote the stories behind that particular site being significant.
The project is an initiative of the Kokoda Initiative together with the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority and the PNG Tourism Promotion Authority at an estimated cost of 140,000 kina. This is the first time SEPA has collaborated with the PNG TPA.
Many times generation fast, stories change, meaning change. So I think it's an important event because I think I congratulate the people who are behind this initiative to at least capture something there. So when people come through, at least they get an appreciation of what took place here.
The Kokoda Initiative was first established in 2008 and is a joint partnership between Papua New Guinea and Australia. This event signifies the historical bond between Papua New Guinea and Australia during the Second World War. Kokoda will always remain a historical landmark. Merlin Daukatam, National MTV News.
The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary plans to increase manpower and improve the music directorate. Commissioner Gary Baki says to increase membership and look for opportunities for the band to participate internationally. The police band will have regional establishments around the country by 2018.
The Police Pipes and Drums, commonly known as the Police Band, has been an outstanding directorate within the Police Constabulary. The unit has less than 100 members with 7 females. After the then 1969 South Pacific Games in Port Moresby, regional offices in Kokopo, Medang and Mount Hagen were closed and all members were transferred to Kila Barracks in Port Moresby. After 79 years of its operation, Police Commissioner Gary Baki has outlined the band's restructure and to improve its pride within the country and overseas. Commissioner Baki says manpower will be increased to 200 and regional offices established in Lae, Mount Hagen and Kokopo before 2018.
We've heard from the Commissioner himself in his intention that he would like to move the band back, so he would want to increase it to 200. And that's giving us a lot of more responsibility.
The police band has also participated in international events.
And the first international engagement by the band was to march through the streets of Sydney in the Victory March after the World War II.
Commissioner Baki says he will look for opportunity for the band to participate in international events from this year onwards. Quinten Alom, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. We'll have more local stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National MTV News. An elderly man was hit and killed by a speeding bus this afternoon near the Bugandi Secondary School in Leh. According to eyewitnesses, the man was walking by the roadside when a utility vehicle attempting to overtake another struck an oncoming bus. The utility's tire came off and struck the elderly man. He was then struck by the oncoming bus. Police have since arrested the expatriate driver of the ute, and the bus driver is on the run. Amid recent aviation accidents in Papua New Guinea, the country is still safe to fly. PNG Accident Investigation Commission revealed that statistics of aviation accidents in PNG compared to the rest of the world, PNG is still safe.
The aviation industry since then has contributed to Papua New Guinea's development, Chief Executive Officer David Inau, in response to questions raised by MTV on PNG's position on aviation accidents compared to the rest of the world.
With the amount of flying we do in the country, because as you know, aviation plays a vital role in the development of this country, and we have quite a lot of flying activities here. Now, compared to the rest of the world, our accident statistics and our records speak for themselves. We have a very safe aviation run organization in this country.
Mr. Inau says aviation authorities in Papua New Guinea, the regulator Civil Aviation Safety Authority, PNG Air Services and National Airports Corporation work together to ensure standards are maintained and all procedures are in compliance with international standards of practice.
And our regulator is playing a Civil Aviation Safety Authority is playing a very, very important, and they've been working very, very hard to ensure that standards are maintained. And so our accident rates compared to the rest of the world are good.
Mr. Inau says the use of updated technology has helped to improve safety standards, and even airline operators are also complying with safety standards. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
The newly opened maternity ward for the Heart of Mary Health Centre, Alexis Afen in Medang Province, will help mothers deliver safely. According to the health centre's manageress, Sister Maria Lutsami, the ward underwent major renovation funded by the Catholic Health Services. Sister Maria says with the new facility, health workers will be able to perform their duties accordingly in a more patient-friendly environment. Susu Mama Clinic every year on Mother's Day weekend, in partnership with sponsors KK Kingston and Pure Water, give out gift bags to mothers at the delivery ward at Port Moresby General Hospital. Anna Malson, Vice Chairman of Susu Mamas, says the gift bags are always a welcoming sight to mothers with their newborn babies.
Every year on Mother's Day, Susu Mama Clinic organizes donation and gifts to mothers and newborns at the Port Moresby General Hospital.
We have some, hygiene products and water and some things for the baby, which is always well received. And it's a nice thank you. It's always a difficult experience giving birth, obviously, so it's nice to have something to give back and celebrate being a mother.
The gifts are sponsored by KK Kingston and are worth 5,000 kina.
The Golden Sun cooking oil plus our Dazzle toilet range of tissues. I just felt overwhelmed, looking at the mothers with the babies. It was something, I'm very privileged to be part of that.
The board members of Susu Mama were thankful for the continual help of KK Kingston and Pure Water with their contributions.
We're also very happy and thankful of all our sponsors. We're happy that KK Kingston and Pure Water is here with us on Mother's Day to give the gifts out to the antenatal mothers and those babies in the nurseries.
Happy Mother's Day! Adelaide Sirox, Kari, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. True Guy Sports is next. We'll have all the details after the break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In Port Moresby Netball, the senior division, former competition champion Telstars took on a feisty Aroma Coast outfit in match 2. Telstars took a narrow 11-8 point margin lead after the first quarter, with one-time PNG Pepe Kimberly Alex having a blinder of a match before succumbing to injury. The second quarter saw Telstars in red extend the lead 30-20 and further extended that lead by a further 15 points in the final quarter. However, the big match would see the Sparrows take on the Snacks Mermaids, both sides undefeated so far.
Definitely we'll try to play harder and smarter. So hopefully it works out for us. I think both teams have equal strengths of the Peppers in them, so I guess it's the psychological who's the better team that will come up on top.
Yes, we are. It's going to be a really a good game, especially against Kilala Owen and Nerida Adula. Well, it's a tough team, yes, but I'm pretty sure our girls are up for it because we have a good combination, a good mix of young girls and experienced girls.
Trukai Sports ends here. Up next, the all-important weather report. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Taking a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region, fine then foggy for Port Moresby, mostly fine in Daru, Kerma, Alotau and Popondetta. To the Momasa region, a shower or two in Ley and Wau as well as in Vanimo, fine weather in Madang and Wewak. To the New Guinea Islands region, fine in Lorangau and Kavieng, some showers expected in Buka, Kimbe, Kokopo and Rabao. And in the Highlands region, showers expected all across the region with morning fog. And that's the news, sports and weather for today, Saturday the 7th of May 2016. But don't go away. Up next, EMTV will bring to you the live Pacific test between PNG Kumuls and the Fiji Batis. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.